I can't sell anything or talk about anything that I genuinely don't love because I feel like I feel ashamed. So for me, it's much easier to talk about something that I know that I love. So it doesn't matter what people say about it in the end because I know I love it.
Warm welcome to Norrsken and Norrscen, this beautiful collaboration with the Rosendal Garden Party, celebrating not only music and culture, but also entrepreneurship and startups. My name is Christian von Essen. I run a podcast called Heja, Framtiden. It's a podcast, platform, newsletter, live events, book publishing company, etc. Today we're going to speak a bit about how to go from startup to scale up, hopefully, with my new friend Gina Dirawi. Welcome to the show.
Hi everyone, good to see you.
Round of applause for Gina.
When it's question time, don't ask me hard questions. I won't be able to answer, but yeah, we'll see. I'll do my best today.
For many people, known as TV host, comedian, writer, also a musician and artist, and now also podcaster, which we're going to dive into today. But can you tell us a bit about how it all started? Because you were one of the few first YouTubers in Sweden.
Yeah, I think it all started really that I was bored. I was going to go to law school. I fucked something up with my application. And I started working with, hemtjänsten, like old people taking care of them. And there was this lady who was crazy, who I hated. She was so lazy. And then every time I would go to work, I would go home and talk shit about her to my siblings. And I would like make characters. And then once my cousin was bored and I was like, yeah, let me tell you about my day. And I filmed myself to her and she was like, you're super funny. And then I started posting more just to make my cousin happy, really. And that's how everything started. And then it just like spiraled and became this career. Yeah.
Yeah, and you went from YouTube to hosting Eurovision, Swedish Eurovision, Mello. You were a Christmas host, which is one of the most prestigious TV jobs in the world in Sweden. Swedish Idol, Swedish Idol, Swedish Grammys, etc. Why are you now embarking on an entirely new journey?
I think I'm always like driven by intuition. And I feel like, I know this will sound super tacky, but I feel sometimes like I'm a vessel for an idea. And then it's just my job to like create it in the world. And I think, so I'm starting a startup with Palestinian olive oil for like hair growth and skin. And it all started because my grandparents, when they lived in Palestine, they used to work with olive trees. And my grandmother growing up, she had like these plates of olive oil all around the house. And was obsessed that we use it for everything. So I've always had it around me. I always heard stories about olive trees. I've been very obsessed. I grew up near the woods in Sundsvall. I always had connection to trees and felt that they were super sacred and nature and whatever. But I never thought about it. And then like I went to Palestine the first time when I was like 9, started going back. And then I got into the industry at 19, never saw anything like products connected to my type of hair. And I was coloring it and stuff. Got super sick. Sorry for this long story. I'm always there. Got super sick, lost all my hair and became I got sepsis. Went back to Palestine with my grandmother and everyone there had really long, thick hair. And I asked them, what do you do? And they say, we oil. So I started going into like just the wellness and natural things. But this was like 10 years ago before it was a trend. And it was super hard to find clean ingredients. And I was traveling a lot at the time and going to a lot of retreats and trying to heal my body and not finding any ways. So I was just like, started mixing oils and supplements in oils and doing all types of stuff. And then 10 years later, I noticed like, shit, I became my grandmother. I just have these plates and it's messy. And I was so annoyed. And also that I felt that there was an issue with the industry, and I was like, why is it so fucking hard to find something clean that you trust but also that like has good branding and looks good? And everyone was saying like, you can't change how people think and blah blah blah. And I was like, if you can make people buy shit that looks good, why can't you make people buy good things that actually, but you're not thinking of it, you know? So, and my mom was like nagging me about the oils, and I never felt connected to being like building a business. I never thought that that would be something I would do. I've never been driven really by, business or making money. As an artist, you're driven about telling a story. But I felt it was like the story of the trees, of my grandmother, and also trying to find something pure in an industry that is really flawed. So that was the mission. And then when I started like just asking people like, how do you build a business? I know nothing. And I'm very, very bad at these things. So I didn't have the confidence, and I just started asking around. And then I started noticing like there's so many things with being creative that you can apply here also, and just surround yourself with the right people who can do all the boring stuff that you don't like to do, like Excel sheets and stuff. I hate it. Worst thing. LinkedIn and Excel, it's my worst. And then when that was happening, I was like, okay, why isn't there like a show or something where you can follow the journey? Because there's so many like, how you talk about business is very excluding, I feel at times. So sometimes it's like, just dare to ask like the stupid questions and translate it and make it easier and more accessible. So, I mean, it happened very like naturally, I think. And then I got into it, and then I'm like, oh my God, I'm stuck in this shit now. Like it's been a very interesting journey, but I'm super happy I did it.
And this podcast we're talking about, it's called Gina mot miljarden. Gina on the journey towards the billion. Building a unicorn, so to speak. And you created it together with Ash Punori, also active in Norrsken Launcher, right? What was the plan behind it? I mean, it's an educative, interesting interview series, but it's also a way for you to actually get going with your business.
Exactly. So it was really me having all these conversations with people, trying to understand how to build a business. So I always had this idea, I wanted to do something. He came to me and wanted to do something with investments to Nordic Angels, and I told him I don't know anything about investments and I don't care. But I'm building this brand, and I think it would be interesting, and we can make people like understand and maybe talk about it in a different way to a different also like a group of people who normally maybe don't have those type of connections or interests and stuff. So that's the way it happened. And then like going to like building a unicorn, it was never like my idea or that I have in mind. It was more like people were telling me, yeah, you should build a unicorn. And I was like, I can't build a fucking unicorn. Like, I don't have that. They're like, no, you can. Why shouldn't you like be able to do it? And it just seemed like such a stupid idea. So I was like, okay, let's try. Like, because I like really tricky things. I'm very attracted to complicated stuff that are like hard to get. So yeah, that's another issue. But I think that, that's the way it was created. And then first we started the first season as more of a like filmed podcast thing. And now I'm doing season 2 where it's more, I'm doing it on my own. And it's more like a docu-series where you follow it because people were really wanting to know like the journey behind and not just hearing, me interviewing people. So it's more behind the scenes also.
Okay. Can we say something about the guests? Because you aim high there as well, right?
Yeah, I know. It always has to be high. No, we had everything from, Carl Pei, Nothing, Yusuf Fares with Hazelight. Now we have season 2. It's going to be everything from like talking leadership with Magdalena Andersson from Socialdemokraterna. Trade Minister Benjamin Dousa, I was talking to him about like, okay, if I want to go to other countries, what should I think about? Also, next week I'm interviewing CEO of Klarna. Also did some interviews with people in India, like the biggest unicorns in entertainment in India, and also looking at other international. So it's more some English, some Swedish, but it's really, I think people will hopefully like it.
It's a great way to produce content while simultaneously move towards your own goals.
And also, I think now, I didn't think of it in that sense, but it's also building a network at the same time. And it has allowed me to get into like understanding things on another level and also building a network. And I think for what I've seen now, I didn't think of it, but that is kind of what I'm doing, I guess. It's making storytelling a part before you sell a product. You make people engage in a journey, and I think that is maybe, I mean, for me, it's a more natural way than just telling people to buy this. I think it's more like, okay, you can teach them things in the way and make them see all the highs and lows. So yeah.
If you're going to charge maybe a premium, you also need something added, an added value to the brand, right?
Yeah, probably. I don't know, but I'm doing it, so yeah.
But do you think it's difficult? Because I find it difficult to navigate between different insights from people.
Yeah.
I've interviewed almost 600 people in my podcast about the future. So when I try to distill what I've learned, it's like people say like, you must know so much about the future, and I'm like, I don't know anything, because that person is really interesting, and what that person said was really true, also profound. Do you find it already difficult to navigate between these 20 plus people you met?
I mean, I think I've always been like, my parents always like bully me about it. You always ask for advice and then you do what you want to do. Like you don't really listen. But I think that's a strength. Like I try to always think like not follow. I mean, it's good to look what people are doing and have done. But I always try to be a bit of a rebel and like find my own way. Because I think we have like an imprint, like in the way you do things of your own and an intuition that you should follow. So I try to listen, but I also try to not, do everything like people tell me what to do or follow a certain path, because then I don't know if I would reach this unicorn. I think I have to move in a different direction. So I listen, but I also don't listen. Yeah.
Because eventually you find out what's your voice and what's your intuition.
And I didn't think that you could do that in business actually, and it's more like people also want to sell you a lot of things. Yeah, you need this and you need this and we have this and this, and sometimes it's like you hear it and it seems so big and complicated, and then you go into it and you're like, okay, but this isn't like rocket science. Like I can usually like do this on my own or bring someone in who can do this, and break it up a bit. So I think, also watch out for people who just want to sell stuff on you. Yeah.
And the company is called Zeit, which means oil, right?
Oil, yeah.
And how far have you come on the journey in practice?
I think
in reality.
In reality. Okay, so one trait that I have is I can be very naive sometimes. And so in the beginning, we were like, yeah, we're almost there. Like, it's close. And then we're in it now. It's like, no, we're not. But we've done all the branding and the building the visual identity and what we are and how it's going to look like, and developing the products and doing it again and again and again. Because I'm a perfectionist and I wanted it to be really pure. And as I said, like, it is a flawed system. It's so hard. Like, you think, like, how hard is it to make a natural product that is clean? It's so fucking hard. And you're always like, just being like, saying the same thing to producers. And then, are you sure you want it organic? It's like, yeah, for the 50th time. Yes. Yeah. So it's, sorry, I have a lot of rage. But, so we have the first products, we have how everything looks like, and now we're building like, okay, we're going to release it in the spring next year. So now we're building, the plan, just how we're going to release everything. So like we have the base of it all, but now the fall is going to be when we start to create all the content and everything like that. So,
wow.
Yeah.
We talked about yesterday a bit about the mindset, going from media freelancer, because you have to show up and do this stuff and then you get paid, and now you have to find something that can really scale and you can get paid while you're sleeping. I find it a bit difficult sometimes to find that mind shift.
I mean, for me it's been interesting because as an artist, you're loyal to what the story you're gonna tell. So you never think of like, what does this cost? Even if I normally when I do music, I don't get money from it. All the money I get in, I put it in the music just because I love creating it. So it's more about a love for that. Now for me, the difference has been just thinking about finances and like trying to measure that. And also how much do I compromise? Like I had to choose, okay, do I compromise on the way it looks or the product, what's inside of it? Like, I just had to make different choices, and I realized for me, like, okay, no, the most important thing is what I want people to put on their bodies, it can't be toxic. Like I would never want that on my conscience. So that is something I will never compromise with. Yeah. So it's just like understanding what can I compromise with to reach my goal, and also realizing that, I mean, I didn't understand that entrepreneurship was about like feeling like a failure every day and accepting that that's your reality. Yeah, exactly. Like, no, I would have never done this if I knew how much shit you feel every day, because there's always something wrong. I don't understand how. And you have one good day, we're like, yeah, it's good. And then something new happens. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, yeah. So it's been, sorry if I swear a lot, but whereas in the entertainment industry, yeah, it's very hard also, but it's just a different type of pace. And I think it's just been accepting that is this journey, and it's just gonna be hard every day. And it's also made me better at not being like too emotional and thinking it's my fault that everything goes wrong. And also interviewing all these people that I interviewed, and everyone is saying that they feel like stuff goes wrong every day. That has been a big shift for me in not taking it too personally with everything.
So what has been the hardest thing? I mean, you're working with a product, which is difficult in itself.
Yeah, also, like, why didn't I choose something in tech? Like, I'm thinking, like, why did I... Yeah.
An app for thicker hair.
Yeah, exactly. An app or... Yeah, it's just like dealing with products. It takes such a long time. Like, one product, it takes like a year and a half to create. You know, you want a pump, it takes 45 weeks. Like, what? 45 weeks for a pump. So it's like, it's always, everything takes so much time, and a little choice also takes so much time to get, like, for me, I don't have a lot of patience. So that has been like hard, just understanding like, okay, this is a very slow type of industry, and just like finding this that fits this, and then the oil, and then like it's so many components that needs to fit together, and just accepting the time was tricky, I think. And also like getting all the ingredients and understanding, because I was like also being very naive about it, as I want to create a green brand that is green in every in every part of it. It is impossible. Like I've looked into stuff so deep and like thought it's nearly impossible because the system of it is flawed. So I had to change a lot on how I think around certain things. But yeah, products is super tricky, and it's also very scary. Like, because everyone, I feel like, is just it's not going well for this brand. It's not going that well for. You're just hearing about brands that are failing. So I'm like, what the fuck have I gotten into? Like, it's a bit scary.
Yeah. But you do have a new investor, right? Is that official?
Yes. I have Martin Lorentzon, the founder of Spotify, or co-founder. Yeah, also very good as a mentor. Keeps telling me that this is the reality. You need to accept it. I was like, okay, yeah.
Has he built a product line with oil for hair?
He has not. No, he has not. He has built perfumes.
Really?
Yeah, he has perfumes. Actually, quite good. I'm wearing it, but he's built perfumes and stuff like that. But not oils. Oils are also very tricky. Like, there's a bunch of stuff. But I'm very happy to have him as an investor. Obviously,
a very good name to showcase yourself.
Yeah.
But speaking to all these people, do you ever feel like discouraged?
Yeah, I feel a bit discouraged every day. But I've chosen this, and. If I make a choice about something, it's I know why I did the choice. It's very like from the inside. It's not like, I just went into this and now I have to finish. So I feel more like, okay, just accept this until you reach the goal, and then you see maybe your relationship to it will change. But yeah, I feel discouraged all the time. Honestly, remember, it's tricky, it's hard, but it also makes you grow, and it makes you, I've seen stuff in such a new way that I don't see in my industry. So, and I'm very curious as a person. So for me, I feel like, no, this is just a good school for me to learn. So I'm like also very grateful for it. But it's just accepting that this is how it looks like. It's been very, very good.
So the whole $1 billion valuation aspect is not that important. It's more like building something really good.
No, it is. What I want to find out is it possible to build something, because you can build something really good niche and it's smaller, but is it possible to make it that and still make it to $1 billion brand? I think that is the most, for me, the challenge, and why I think it's interesting. Like, is it possible, or do I just like, no, I'm not going to compromise and keep it small? Maybe that's, what I want to do in the end, but I'm still trying. Like, that is the goal, to make it a global brand. And that's also what makes it fun. Like, for me, it's like, I'm just selling it in a little store. Like, it's not, I need a challenge. I want something big. Like, otherwise it's not as fun, I think.
Yeah. Which interview has been the most fascinating?
The most fascinating. I interviewed someone called, I think, Ashish Hemraji. He built the first unicorn in entertainment in India. And he was amazing because he had to rebuild his brand, like the foundation of the brand, so many times during like a 20 or 30 period time. And just like the stamina of building something, like first creating something, seeing an issue, creating it, and then the society changes so much during this time. And he always had to like, okay, break it down, build again, break down, build again. And just having that type of mentality where you just never give up and always try to see solutions, I think was very inspiring, just to understand like maybe the stamina you need to have as an entrepreneur, your mentality that you need to be, as I said, accept that this is like this. And even if it goes super well, then the next year it could all like die, and then still have the energy to build it up again. So that was very inspiring. That is in season 2. Yeah.
Mm. And it's also maybe it's a benefit, but it's also a risk having your name and your brand so connected to the product.
Yeah.
If you fail, maybe the brand will fail, and vice versa.
I know. I thank you. No, no, but as I said, like fear is also. I'm super scared. Like it is scary. I'm not gonna connect like. Obviously, I'm the founder, and in Sweden, people are going to connect it to me, but I'm not going to build a brand connected to my face. Like, it's going to be very stand on its own. Yeah, that's so it can live whatever happens to me. I don't know. It will always have its own identity and do its own thing. I think that's important. Yeah.
So you won't do Paolo Roberto kind of experience?
No, and I won't do his mistakes also. So hopefully. God bless, yeah.
Yeah, we'll never know.
You'll never know, so I know, yeah.
I usually ask my guests, what is your best tip for making the world a better place in the future?
Have empathy, I think, is a very good way. Just, have empathy for other people and plants and animals. And yeah, I think empathy is a good start. Yeah.
Is that something you're building into this brand as well?
Yeah, I think I'm trying to create how it sounds tacky, but finding the sacred and how you build stuff around. I think like we were talking about, like, what's our tagline? Is it about self-care? And I kind of hate that word because it's so much about you. When I feel it's like maybe being a human, it's about you, but it's also how you are against people. It's also how you are against nature and animals. It's you and everything around you and how you are connected to it. So I think like this past years has been so much about I need to take care of me and think of me, and it's okay, enough. We got it. I think it's also nice to focus on you and everything around you and how you are to the outside. So more of that.
Yeah, definitely. Do you have a good reading tip or podcast tip apart from your own stuff?
Reading, to be honest, I'm reading my second novel right now, so I'm hating books because I'm in a bad place with that. But podcast, I think Sova Händer podcast is really good. And then I started listening to Mel Robbins. She looks extremely happy on her picture, but it's a bit provoking. But she's very good. I really like her podcast. It's good.
And who do you think I should interview?
I think Yusuf Fares he's very fun and smart and has energy. So fun to listen to also.
He seemed to have an amazing self-confidence.
Yes. Oh my God. When we became friends the first time, he's like, look at my muscles. They're amazing. Like he I was like, what are you? Who are you? But then and he was like kissing them. I was like, what is going on? Like, I don't understand. But now I love him. Like, he is an amazing person. He's such a beautiful like soul inside and out. So yeah.
And in your interview, he says like, well, I actually never failed at anything.
I know.
I'm always successful. I don't know why. You know.
And also when you look at him, it's like, okay, yeah, he has, I don't know, it's such a gift to be that confident, I guess.
Yeah, we're going to open up for questions from the audience.
Hi, thanks for this. It's really great. So my question was, in terms of advice that you didn't follow or going your own way, what were some examples that you felt like really paid off in terms of following your intuition or not following what people sold you or whatever it was?
I think for me, it's been like many things that people... Maybe when people get a bit sick of me, if I, like when I'm creating the products and I just have a feeling we can do it better. And then they're like, oh, no, we've done this 1,000. And they're like, okay, just need to choose or just choose this bottle. And then I become a bit of a pain in the ass for a few months. But then I know that we can do this much better. And it's just based on intuition. It's not based on any type of facts. And then I'm always right at the end. And I think that is the thing. When you know, like, always be loyal to what you're doing, then I don't give a shit on what anyone is saying. Like, I need to be loyal. And I know I have like a gut feeling that says that we can do this much better. Then we have to see what that looks like. And then if it's not, then whatever. But I need to know that I've tried. So it's more like being... a bit of a pain in the ass when it comes to developing stuff or demanding more. And this is nice. This looks good. But sometimes people just want to be done with it. And I think maybe for me, it's important to be like, okay, I see it, but not be afraid to demand more. And to also be demanding is pretty good. And when I've done that, I see now where the brand is and how it looks like. And it's like light years away from what we thought it would be in the beginning. Just because I was so picky and waited and was like looking more and not settling. So yeah, I think that has been one thing.
I think maybe sometimes the whole good enough narrative is quite dangerous.
I know.
Maybe it comes from people with cozy jobs and salaries. But if you work as an entrepreneur, you can't really do good enough, I think.
I don't know. I feel like if you're going to do something, you need to do it in a correct way and also to commit to it and give it the time that it needs to take. And even though it takes a bit longer, but I think it's like, I think people will see the difference when they feel the product or when they see how it looks like and, see the details of it. I feel for me, like you feel when someone has cooked you food and put love into it. And I think that people will feel if you've put love into something and really been picky and also that you love it. Like for me I can't sell anything or talk about anything that I genuinely don't love because I feel like I feel ashamed. So for me, it's much easier to talk about something that I know that I love. So it doesn't matter what people say about it in the end because I know I love it. So I always try to go with that, I think. Yeah.
Anyone else? Yeah.
Hey. So you come from the creative industry, right?
Yeah.
And you build brands and you build products and stuff from that world.
Yeah.
In that world. Is there anything particular that you learned from those experiences that you could bring into this hardware, building a brand, surrounding something totally different?
Yeah, I think the thing with me, I've never thought as what I was doing before was building brands. I feel like this has taught me so much on how to think when it comes to the art. But I think what you can translate if you want to, I think it's storytelling and trying to maybe create something that is connected to, something in you, or I don't know if that is easy with tech or whatever, but finding a story or something human that people can connect to maybe can help. But I don't know, it's, I try to go with that always, like, and finding... maybe like finding your voice with it. Because I think what has allowed me in the creative stuff to go from, doing comedy and then TV and then books and then music and actually like succeeding and being good at it in its own form is that I always try to look at like what is my voice and dig into that. What is the story I want to tell? If I make music, how would those sounds look like? And I always dig in myself. And I think we all have that. Like, you just need to look inward and look like, okay, where you come from. So with Zayt, I would have never gone into building another type of company. I chose the oil because it's so connected to me. And I chose like everything, how it looks like. It's also very connected almost to, you'll see like it connects with the art, and it connects to even the essential oils in the product. I try to connect them to, okay, I'm from the Galilee in Palestine, you know, where Jesus was hanging out. And in the Bible, he would use certain type of oils to heal people. So I was like, okay, the essential oils I want to use, they're connected to that area. You can find some of them in the Bible. Like, I'm very nerdy when it comes to that. So I always try to like, and I'm also from, as I said, the woods, and there's so much with trees in Sundsvall. And I'm trying to build like everything that is me. I try to build it in certain ways. So I think you become so much stronger when you're anchored in that sense. And I think you can really maybe do that with anything, even if it's like, yeah, I work in femtech, or I work with the blahi blaha for my baby. And when it's connected to a story or something you experienced, you also like see other type of issues. Like for me, my skin was falling out. Like I could peel my skin off my hands and my feet, and my hair was falling out. So it took so many years of searching and searching. And when you do that, you know, like if the producers now, when they gave me like extracts and I see the ingredients, I'm like, but this isn't clean. And they're like, yeah, it is. And I'm like, but this is synthetic. So you have, because if you look by yourself, because you want to heal yourself or fix something for you, you become nerdy. And sometimes, like I noticed, I know even more than some of the chemists, because they haven't maybe have the issues I had. So yeah, I think dig into that would be maybe good.
Great. We had one more in the back, right? Yep.
First of all, thank you so much for being
you.
here today. I'm wondering a little bit about your support system. Do you have a team of people who work with you, or are you doing this all by yourself?
No, I had, when I started, I had someone who was going to work with me. Then, you know, they had other things, so it didn't work out. I had people in and out. And like consultants, and I have a lot of people I can call and ask for advice. But now, like this spring has really been like building the right team. And also there we were talking about it, like it is so hard to find the right people. I think that has been the hardest thing. It's like dating, and you find someone and they do a great, you love them for 3 weeks, and then you're like, who is this? Like, what are they, you know? And it's been like that so much in trying to like find, okay, what do I actually need? And where is my fit? And so it's been like dating around. So now I have people, I'm still building the right team, but I do have like, I had like two interns, one COO who's in operations now. I have one who helps with the supply chain thing, but like a few hours a week. A bureau now that I work creatively with, but it's taken time like to pick and choose. And also because we pushed our timeline a bit with when we launched because of the oils. So it's also like, oh, not to spend too much money all the time. And okay, I'm spending all this money, I haven't even released it yet. So it's all trying to see like how many people do I actually need? Because also in this, sometimes there's so much, and sometimes there's like, you know, you have breaks for 3 weeks and you're just sitting. So I've been really like jumping around and looking for the right people and trying to understand when to bring in the right people at the right time. So it's been very fluent. Yeah.
But you don't strike me as an office person.
I am not an office person, but I have like kind of become, like I've also noticed stuff with myself, because I think I'm so much not an office person. And I thought for me, for example, in the beginning, I was like, yeah, it's fine that we all work in different spaces. And then I realized like, no, for me, it's not fine. I actually need to see the people I work with. And that's also for me to like realize what I need when I'm building a team. And that's also been like a thing where I like, no, maybe I don't need people who just want to work distance. I need people that I know, like we have a space where we can meet. And then maybe 3 times a week or 2 times a week, we meet each other. And then because I need space to like be alone and be creative. I can't be that around people. but yeah, so now we have like an office, but it's also very I can't like sit like this and then I will die. So it's still like very artsy fartsy. Try to, but I'm trying to also like bring people in who are not like me. For me, it's very important that I can be the one who goes and is creative, but I love people who are super structured. Like I love people who, where is everything? They can know it in a second. They like to make lists and have everything in the right spot and blah, blah, blah. Because that makes me feel secure. Also because I don't know about building a business, I have to have like security around me. So I'm also like learning as a boss what I need and how to be or what to demand from people around me. So that's also been very interesting to see. Yeah,
it's definitely a learning curve. Do we have time for one more?
Yes, sure.
What's your biggest fear right now where you're in the process? And on the other side of that, what makes you feel really happy or like the biggest joy of where you are in the process?
My biggest fear, I've had different fears. Obviously, failing or it's not good enough, that type. Also, not being like a good leader has been a fear. Like, how do I know when I'm demanding too much? Not knowing. I think that's also a bit like female sometimes, that we put stuff on ourselves. Like, maybe if I was a better leader, then blah, blah, blah. Maybe. Yeah. So it's, for me, it's a fear when you don't have information and then you try to like push people or, to get things and you don't know like, okay, where's the line? Because I think in other things, in my industry, I know like, okay, people are always saying, we can't do this, we can't do that. And it's bullshit, you can. You just need to push a bit. Here, because I don't know the rules, it's been a fear like, when am I pushing too much or demanding too much? So that has been a fear. What makes me the most happy is, seeing, like we had a meeting yesterday and like also talking about, intuition, just seeing now the world, how it looks like, and it makes me want to cry because it's so beautiful for me. And also, as I said, when I created this, why I chose also Palestinian oil, a lot of people were telling me like, it's too political, maybe you should not write Palestine on the thing. I was like, but for me, it's not. It's creating something beautiful with my identity. Like I haven't seen that since I was a kid. And that is such a huge thing for me, to see something beautiful that says like Palestinian oil, and it's just pretty and it's cool, and all those things. It's super like healing for me. So it makes me so like, I feel so proud over what we're doing. I just feel like I need to get it going, but that thing makes me really, really proud and happy that I've created a world that I feel is like inclusive, and it's not like Pilates princess vibes. It's like for raw people who like doesn't give a fuck. Like I just love it. I love the world. I feel like it's my type of world. So it makes me super proud. Yeah.
Wow. Great.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Gina Dirawi, for joining Norrsken, Heja Framtiden.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And the podcast series is called Gina mot miljarden. Season 2 is out
This fall. So check it out. Okay. Yes.
There's a website, Gina mot miljarden, and you can find it on Spotify and
YouTube. And you can sign up also for the products there and stuff. So.
And a website to the product.
It's going to be Zayt.com, but that's not open yet. So it will come
Zeiyt.
Yeah, exactly.
Zayt. Great. My name is Christian von Essen. Check out hejaframtiden.se for more information about all my other projects. Thank you so much, Norrsken, Rosendal Garden Party, and the festival continues here at 2:00.
Exactly.
The bar opens at 2.
Thank you so much for sharing, and thank you, Christian, for moderating this.
Yeah. Thank you. See you next time.
Thank you.
See you.